Hello, I am Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz on December 9, 2012, 2:56 a.m. in Birmingham, Alabama. Topic. I have a number of sites that I want to tell you, but the reason I'm going here at this time is because of the two prior blogs I did on Nibiru. When I did the first one, I didn't believe that anyone would be on another planet. I didn't. When I did the second one today, I'm kind of beginning to lean that way. But what makes a lot of sense are the people who study specifically the very time we're in right now and what's going to happen in the very near future. These people are Bible scholars. They are people who takes every Bible that was written and they cross it out with the Master Bible, and I will have to say it would be the Hebrew Bible. You have a man named Phil Snyder that works with the federal government under a black ops thing, gets in a firefight at Area 51 with aliens. This happened. And you have genetic modification going on in every state in this country. And they're all just like Plum Island. And these crazy monsters got loose from Plum Island and people are finding them. But still, I haven't heard any more of the one they found that was human. It was human. Tall, very thin arms. It didn't have big slanted eyes and all this. It was tall, and he had 6 fingers on each hand. Now, this may or may not make any sense to you. It does to me. If you go back and really read the history of it, this is how it came about. When Indians met in 1650, 1750, 18, they would throw the right hand up and say, how. This is what they did. Now, whether they said how or mau or pow or hello, but they did it for a reason. How many fingers do you see? It would expose their enemy, because at that time there were still giants on this land. And they had 6 fingers. Anunnaki had 6 fingers. Anyway. The Black Vault, Stephen Quayle, Angel Wars, and more. And Return of the Nephilim. And this kind of leans toward some will be coming from one direction and some will be coming from another place. And you have Alien Nation Secret Society. Wow, I just so many. Anyway, the ones that I were making reference to a moment ago were Bilderberg, Illuminati, and Rothschild. And I want to say this before I forget it. These groups have more power in this world than the rest of the world. They have more power. And you can also throw in a name like Rockefeller. And you can throw in some other names back during the day. Look at the people that made money hand over fist. Made doo-doo turn into gold, But look at these people closely. See what they do, what they control. See why they're so secret. George Bush, Jr., Senior, all three Bushes, or were there two? Anyway, and then you have the return of the lone walkers. You have George H. Pember wrote a book on Earth's earliest ages, and he speaks of that. Ken Johnson, prophecies just over the horizon. Jerome Corsi, who is Obama, and where's his birth certificate? Ray Gano, going underground. Doug Hamp, rise of the Nephilim. Tom Horn, he is so deep in knowledge and impeccable. This man knows everything. And Gary Stearman and L.A. Marzulli. Guys, these people know. They know. There's Stan Deyo. There's Dr. Doug Hamp, Nephilim, hybrids, and so on. And then you even have a Joseph Farah, and there's a Ken Johnson. I mentioned him. I apologize there. Michael Heiser, H-E-I-S-E-R. Bill Salus, S-A-L-U-S. Look at him. Go to Freeman TV or hearthemnow.com or ForbiddenGate.com or ShadowTheDarkness.net, RaiderNewsUpdate.com. The Conscious Media Network is the free, these earlier agers, new agers, but they still have some stuff in there that lends itself as a credible part of what these other guys are talking about. You have AboveTopSecret.com. Bud Hopkins. It's David Icke, I-C-K-E, David Wilcock. You need to hear this man. He reverse engineered a spaceship, and he did it in Area 51. I'm sorry. Bob Lazar did that. David Wilcock did not do that. Bob Lazar did the reverse engineering. And by the way, Bob Lazar drives a Corvette today. It's 80-something, but he hadn't put any gas in it in 3 years. Not any. What's he running? What's his fuel? Well, he was the one that helped back engineer one of these spaceships. Jack Casher, Chuck Missler, Alec Jones, and Sean David Morton, David Adair, Dr. again, L.A. Marzulli, and Tom Horn, and Daniel Otts, the EBN Radio, and wow, prophecyinthenews.com, prophecyinthenews, one word.com. That is very, very important that if you could get the newsletter that'll come to you or come over the internet, wow, you'll be amazed. You will be amazed. What I'm getting at, everybody that I've mentioned to you, they're talking about they're talking about an end. And they're talking about how it's going to end, how the start of the end will be. The start of the end will be more aliens than you've ever seen in your life. All of a sudden, they are as common as your neighbor and a people walking down the street. That's fixing to happen. And that would tie right in to the arrival of Nibiru. Jody Wolf, Expoz.